Today we're going to learn about applications of rational equations. Let's say we have a problem like this. If a board is 5 inches from the edge and it takes 30 pounds to snap it, how much weight is needed to snap a board 20 inches from the edge if the pressure varies inversely to the length of the board? So let's take a graphical look at this problem here. So we have an edge here, let's say, and the board is 5 inches on the edge. So 5 inches from the edge. So what this means in the problem is that 5 inches of the board is actually on the platform. And you need 30 pounds to snap this. So now, in the problem, it says if the board is 20 inches, how much weight is needed to snap this board? So, now let's look at the last line here. The last line says, if the pressure varies inversely to the length of the board. So, because we have the two words varies inversely, we can infer that this is inverse variation. So, inverse variation can come in many forms. So one of the forms is k is equal to xy. So here k is a constant value, which means that it never changes. So here we can see why it's called inverse variation. Because as x gets bigger, y has to get smaller so that k can remain the same. So this means that y is equal to k over x, or x is equal to k over y. So as we can see, it doesn't really matter whether pressure is y or the length is y or with x, the same thing, because k is equal to xy. So that means that one of these variables, whichever one you choose it to be, is equal to k over the other one. So now let's take a look at this problem. So here, when we plug our numbers in, we don't get the actual value of k in this problem. So the first step is to find the value of k. To do that, we have to plug in what we have. So we have x, and since we're finding k, we're going to use this form, which is k is equal to xy. So k, I guess we'll just have to switch to blank here. K is equal to x, which is 30, times 5, which is equal to 150. So k is equal to 150. So now that we have the constant value, we can use this in our equation to solve for the actual answer, because we know this value will never change because it's the constant value in this problem. So here we're going to solve for y, which in this case, since we're solving for something, we are solving for the length of the board. Y is going to be the length of the board. So y is equal to 150 over the pressure that is applied. Or sorry, y is going to be the pressure because we're trying to find the pressure. And it's 150 over the length of the board, which is 20. So 150 over 20 is 7.5. So here, in this problem, 7.5 pounds is how much is needed to snap a board 20 inches from the edge. So the answer to this problem is 7.5 pounds. So as we can see, a rational function can also be called inverse variation, because as x becomes bigger, y becomes smaller. Today we learned about applications of rational equations.